Joining us for his analysis of the referendum is Jorge Heine. He's a research professor at Boston University and Chile's former ambassador to China. Jorge, a large percentage of voters going out rejecting this proposed constitution. Some saying it was just too liberal, but I want to get your take.
Yes, I would say it is as much a question of substance as of process. The result is in many ways very counterintuitive. You know, something like 95% of all constitutions that are drafted are then approved by the electorate around the world. And also, in this particular case, 80% of Chileans had voted 2 years ago in favor of a new constitution. So this result, as I say, is in many ways quite counterintuitive. I would say that one very important reason for this was a decision that was made by the Chilean Congress to allow independents to run in the equivalent of party lists for this convention. The net result was that we had a very large number of people without any expertise, without any experience, elected to this convention. And they created quite a bit of havoc. And it created a very bad impression of the work of the convention. To give you an example, one of them faked a cancer that he did not have, and he was almost elected president of the convention. Public opinion really turned against the convention. So I would say that this result reflects as much the substance of the text, which many people think went overboard in granting too many rights and messing with the Chilean political system, with things like abolishing the Senate and weakening the judiciary and things like that, but also in terms of the image that the Constitutional Convention gave to the country.
So President Boric met with political leaders and lawmakers on Monday. He's looking for a way forward. It's obvious they're going to go back to the drawing board. What are we likely to see next?
Yes, I think that's an excellent question. What I have the sense is that there is quite a bit of a consensus emerging that the country needs a new constitution, that that constitution cannot be drafted, in smoke-filled rooms, but it has to be drafted by another convention. The lesson, it seems to me, that the political system needs, or political leaders need to draw, is that they devise a system whereby the elected delegates really are selected in a better way than they were in the previous occasion, and we thus have a body that will be able to come up with a good text that should be much shorter, by the way. The current text has over 300 articles and gets into far too many details.
How soon?
Well, what people are saying is that this should take no longer, the whole process should take no longer than a year. That seems to me a reasonable assumption. Anything longer than that would be too much.
And this left-wing coalition that was hoping this proposed constitution would go through, it could be a blueprint for a way forward. How much of a setback is it for the government?
Well, it is a big setback for the government because President Boric really supported this text quite actively. So he will now have to come up with he will reshuffle his cabinet, come up with new people with somehow a bit of a new imprint for his ruling coalition and give a new impetus to his government. This is definitely a setback for him.
Ambassador, always a delight talking to you. Thanks so much for your analysis.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Same to you. Here in the U.S.